Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. If you're an XRP holder in 2023, you're part of a very small group who's actually in the know. Substantially less than 1% of humans on the planet even know what XRP is. And you actually hold it in 2023 before it has blazed up to the point where it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar market cap, which isn't a guarantee, and I don't make price predictions, but I'll not be surprised if something like that happens. And there's so many reasons for that. Obviously, I think that increasingly, as time passes, you're going to see that money flows to where value is. And what's value? Well, utility, but cryptos that solve real world problems. That's where the value is. And so, of course, we're going to see that. And in the short term, we've been talking about this a lot lately as a crypto community, and for good reason, markets are heating up. So I think a lot of people are probably going to achieve life-changing wealth in short order if Bitcoin blasts off to new all-time highs, including XRP holders, because XRP moves in tandem with the market. I think this would finally be the catalyst if everything lines up to where XRP hits a new all-time high. So there's excitement there as well. But even if you're looking beyond that, if you look way, way beyond that, like the money's just going to come to you if you're an XRP holder. That's what I personally believe. And I want to run through some of this because it's just so fascinating. This is a newer article, and this was shared today by Mike Novogratz. And yeah, say what you will about him. I actually have a few things I want to say about him. But he runs a Galaxy Digital, a fund which, last I checked, had something like $4.6 billion in assets under management. And they put out this piece. They did their own analysis here, their own research. And they titled it The Great Wealth Transfer and Its Impact on Crypto. And this is going to give you an idea of just how early you are, but also the way that as time passes, people treat value. And like where's value actually, where's the money going to flow? There's going to be a great transfer, the likes of which we've never seen, a great wealth transfer, likes of which we've never seen, probably in the history of our species, but certainly not in modern times. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, Mike Novogratz today, in the afternoon, he shared this article that I talked about, but I do want to mention a couple of things. Now, Mike Novogratz, he's been wrong about a bunch of key stuff. He thought that Luna made sense. He got a tattoo on his arm of Luna, and that was about, 5 months before it crashed basically to zero. And despite the fact that it recently ran up a bit, so did the FTX token for a cryptocurrency exchange that doesn't even exist. So crazy things happen in crypto. Either way, his anticipation and thinking that it made sense didn't make sense. Meanwhile, he was crapping all over XRP for years. He's like, it doesn't make sense. I just don't get it in the utility. Like, what's actually going on here? And so I highlighted this yesterday, so I don't want to go through the whole thing, but there's this article from the Daily Hodl covering the topic. Billionaire Mike Novogratz says he was wrong about XRP, retracts skepticism on altcoins' lasting power. And so ultimately he gets it, and that's why I say credit where it's due. Eventually, if enough time passes, and the thing that you think shouldn't be happening still keeps on happening, at some point you need to have some self-reflection, look inward and think, what may I have gotten wrong? And it appears that he did that. To his credit, it does look like he's done that. He acknowledges that XRP actually has real-world utility, and he said hats off to even Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse, so on and so forth. But a big reason he thought that it didn't make sense is because Ripple has such large XRP holdings, but I was aware of them when I jumped into crypto in 2017. I didn't give a damn, and clearly the vast majority of the rest of the world doesn't give a damn. Because if Ripple were just going to wreck the XRP ecosystem, they probably would have done it by now and probably wouldn't have put their XRP into escrow in the first place, wouldn't continue to put it in because it's a rolling escrow. They keep putting in new amounts of XRP each month. They probably wouldn't have done that. We probably would have seen the disaster by now, right? But it didn't happen because it doesn't make sense for them to do that. So as far as big picture stuff, and these are some really interesting stats, you're going to enjoy this here. And that's why, like, for those of you that are truly long-term oriented, you don't have to be some sort of wizard. You don't have to feel like you're on edge all the time. Like, the people that just wait and go where utility is, like, those are the people that will achieve life-changing wealth, and XRP is going to be a key component of that, I firmly believe. So this article, again, titled The Great Wealth Transfer and Its Impact on Crypto. Over the next couple decades, older generations will pass trillions of dollars of money and assets to their children, dramatically changing the face of U.S. wealth. These younger digital native generations have very different investment behaviors than their parents and grandparents, including a much higher propensity for Bitcoin and crypto. And so, folks, this is what you keep seeing. It shouldn't be surprising. It's always the case that as new technology comes in, it's the younger generations that adopt it, right? This is not a new concept for anybody, but it's of critical importance to understand as it applies to crypto. Because where is most of the wealth? I'm going to give you some actual figures in just a second. It's on your screen. I'm going to read it to you. But it's not going to stay there because of the circle of life and all that jazz. And it's not. And look, I'm not making the case that boomers don't participate in crypto at all. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. There are people listening to my channel right now who are boomers, and I say credit to you. Really credit to all of you listening because you're so damn early here. So I don't want to paint with too broad of a brush. It's just I'm acknowledging the truth, which is that yes, it's more so young people, but there are a lot of boomers who are in the know. And in fact, case in point, my own mother, she died unexpectedly a couple years ago. She was a boomer, 67 years old when she died, but she had crypto. She had a good amount of crypto, to be honest with you. She held Bitcoin and XRP, and that was it. She held Bitcoin and XRP. She wanted exposure. So there are all sorts of boomers out there who absolutely do. I'm just noting the fact that, there's not, if you compare the interest from boomers compared to the younger generations, there is no comparison. That's the only point I'm making. It's just data that shows that. But there are a lot of savvy boomers out there. And a lot of them have made a metric F-word ton of money as a result. But check this out. So they had some key takeaways here, and I just want to highlight some of this. First bullet point, millennials are due to inherit the largest wealth transfer in history. Baby boomers and older generations account for less than 1/3 of the U.S. adult population, but collectively hold 2/3 of U.S. household wealth. That's $96 trillion. More than 11x the wealth owned by millennials and younger generations. Over the next 2 decades, Cerulli Associates estimates that $84.4 trillion is set to be transferred from baby boomers and older generations to younger generations, with millennials being the primary beneficiary. Coldwell Banker estimates that millennials will hold 5x as much wealth by 2030 than at the start of the decade, largely due to inheritances. And so, look, it's not the case that all of this, all those tens of trillion dollars, what'd they say, 96 trillion? Well, they said here that what would be transferred would be 84.4 trillion. So it's not the case that all that just goes into crypto, but what if it was just like a percent or two? And maybe it would be more than that, given the nature of how the younger generations choose to invest. That's certainly possible here. That's a lot of money. And so that's why I keep saying, like, for the people that are truly long-term, even outside of the excitement of what's happening now, and that's worth being excited about, there's going to be opportunity for like decades to come here that will outpace opportunities in any other asset class. That's another reason it's so exciting to be here in crypto. That's why I'm excited every single day to talk about this stuff. And I don't think enough people know. It's like, I know you guys get it listening, but I keep trying to spread the word. There are always new people coming in too, jumping into crypto, and I'm trying to make sure that as many people are aware of this as possible. Like, don't mess this up. This is a once in a species event here with the advent of crypto here. Don't mess this up. And so for me, for me, it's already happened. So my parents both died, both unexpectedly at young ages. My dad died when he was 59. That was back in 2009. That was also way out of the blue. And so I am one of the younger generation that has inherited funds. Now, what I've actually done is I've just, out of respect for the inheritance that I've taken in, I'm just keeping that in preservation mode, which means I'm putting none of it into crypto. But it's still part of my net worth now. And I will just share with you, and I don't want to talk about numbers because to me that's kind of tacky and douchey, and I like my privacy a little bit. But I will say, as a result of that, it does make me, it has made me put more money in, like, because I keep earning money. I have multiple income streams. I keep putting more of my money into crypto than I otherwise would have. So it's still changing how I behave. And so, like, I'm an anecdotal data point. I'm just one tiny little data point in a sea of data points. But I'm just telling you, like, this absolutely is impacting the real amount of money that's going into crypto. Like, I've put more money into crypto because these terrible things happened to me, ultimately. And my parents are gone. but it is what it is. And it's changed my financial picture, and it has caused me to put more money into crypto. Not the money that I inherited. And I just think the best way for me to respect that legacy is to just keep it in preservation. But like you grow it. But what I'm saying is not doing anything that would be considered more risky investments. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking my money that I'm earning, and I feel very good about this. And there you go. I'm just putting more in than I otherwise would have. But I do think it's important to diversify. It doesn't matter the level of confidence I have in crypto. Like, I firmly believe that if I just put all of my net worth into crypto right now, like literally right this second, which I could do if I wanted to, I'd be way better off a few years from now than if I'm diversified like I am now. And I do believe that to be the case, but I'm not going to be doing that because I'm absolutely unwilling to take on that ridiculous level of risk. Because if I'm wrong, I am screwed. And I am not willing to take on that level of risks. So even though I believe what's most likely is I'd be better off if I just put everything in the crypto, there's not a chance in how I'm going to do that. But even so, yes, I'm putting more money into crypto. And this is what you're going to see. As more time passes, you're going to see more and more money flow into crypto. It's the natural progressions of things here. And then the next bullet point is millennials and Gen Z are the first digital natives and are more racially diverse, educated, and socially conscious compared to their parents and grandparents. Hindered by several recessions, steep housing costs, and heavy debt burdens, these younger generations have been more receptive to alternative financial systems and investments, including crypto. Numerous surveys measuring crypto adoption across generations finding that these younger generations have at least 3x higher adoption or acceptance rates of crypto compared to baby boomers. Next bullet point. The transfer of wealth into these crypto-friendly hands may result in significantly more demand for Bitcoin and other crypto assets. Folks, they say may, but let's be real. We know this is going to happen. It is happening. It's literally happening right now. It's just that the pace is going to increase as time passes because, again, it is what it is. Circle of life, bro. You've seen The Lion King, right? Reads as follows. If the great wealth transfer were to occur today, we estimate an incremental 160 billion to 225 billion would flow into crypto markets based on the greater acceptance rates of the technology by younger generations relative to baby boomers. As most of the wealth held by boomers and older generations is expected to be passed along to younger generations by 2045, our estimate suggests the impact of the wealth transfer may result in $20 million to $28 million of daily incremental buying pressure across the crypto market over the next 20 years. And so, folks, I'm just saying, you are super early when it comes to XRP. And yes, I think in the relatively short term, I think there will be a lot of people that achieve life-changing wealth. But if you zoom out, like the amount of opportunity here is tremendous. Like even for people right now that don't feel like they have funds to put in what they would consider to be subjectively a lot of money into XRP or whatever your crypto asset may be. Even if you're one of the people that feels that way, broaden your timeline here. The opportunity is here for you, for the everyday person, and I'm an everyday person too. It's here for all of us. And as time passes, given that there's almost no money in crypto now, as more money flows in, you're an extremely early adopter if this is the case. And I believe that this is how things are going to unfold, broadly speaking. That's of incredible consequence. It will be like winning the lottery, even for the people that can't put in a crazy amount now. I still believe for the people that actually hold, it'll kind of be like, if anything, winning the lottery in slow motion. But it still happens. I mean, the people a decade or two from now, looking back at the prices in 2023, they're just going to, like, a jaw drop and like, I wish I had that opportunity. But here we are living it right this moment. We're super early to the party. And I just think that's exciting. Like, it is what it is. It's just one more reason that there's opportunity. More money flows in over time. It just is. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.